Tyler Robinson just dropped a bombshell that changes everything about the Charlie Kirk assassination case. The 22-year-old sits in his Utah jail cell, refusing to say a single word to federal investigators about why he allegedly targeted one of America's most influential conservative activists. But his silence may be useless because the FBI already has him on tape admitting to the act without him realizing it. What makes this case even more shocking is Robinson's contradictory behavior while he puts on a tough guy act with the FBI and stays silent during questioning. Leaked family testimony shows he had no problem bragging about it to his own relatives, which ultimately led to them turning him in. Federal investigators now have damning evidence, from recorded confessions to bizarre messages he allegedly left on bullet casings, sealing his fate as the death penalty looms. Robinson wasn't some stereotypical troubled kid either. He was a high-achieving student with a 34-act score, a 4.0 GPA, and a full presidential scholarship to Utah State University, making his descent into political violence even more baffling. His alleged target, Charlie Kirk, wasn't just another commentator, he was the 31-year-old founder of Turning Point USA, a powerful conservative youth organization with direct influence on Trump's presidency, famous for his combative campus debates. In fact, Kirk's final moments came while doing exactly that at Utah Valley University, where after answering a hostile question about transgender mass shooters with the blunt reply to many, he was struck in the neck from 200 yards away, killed instantly. The story has left law enforcement stunned, his family shattered, and the nation questioning how someone with so much promise could throw away his future for political violence, fueling a wider debate about radicalization at home and abroad.
Congratulations, you have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000. This scholarship is available for 4 years or 8 semesters.
This is where things get really interesting despite having every advantage in life. Growing up in a $600,000 6-bedroom family home decorated with hunting trophies, something went catastrophically wrong. Robinson dropped out of college after just 1 semester. A shocking turn for someone neighbors and classmates remembered as smart, quiet, and respectful, the kind of type of student teachers loved. The transformation from honor student to assassin is what makes this case so terrifying, and as one criminologist who studied him explained, Robinson perfectly fits the profile of someone who fell into a rabbit hole of disillusionment and isolation.
I know there was several cars that frequented there, that lived there. I'm under the impression maybe there's a couple younger children. He may have a couple younger brothers that live there, that his parents were active in the LDS community. I am very much in shock that this was so close to home. I would think that his family would be very hurt. I have a lot of sympathy for his family right now, his parents and his loved ones.
Here's where it gets really crazy. The evidence that will likely convict Tyler Robinson came straight from his own mouth at a family dinner. According to Utah Governor Spencer Cox, who revealed details from the FBI investigation, Robinson brought up Charlie Kirk before September 10th while eating with relatives, mentioning Kirk's upcoming visit to Utah Valley University and venting about why he didn't like him, reportedly calling Kirk full of hate and spreading hate. Investigators believe this conversation is critical because it shows premeditation, something the prosecution will argue proves Robinson planned the assassination weeks in advance. But the story takes an even darker turn. The very family that heard his rants became the key to his capture and confession. After the shooting, the FBI launched one of the most intensive manhunts in recent history, offering a $100,000 reward and receiving over 11,000 tips in just 33 hours. The breakthrough came when Robinson's own father recognized him in FBI-released surveillance photos and confronted him, leading to a shocking confession that he had Ed Kirk. Even more disturbing, Robinson allegedly told his father he would rather buy than surrender, forcing the family to call their youth pastor, who then contacted U.S. Marshals to arrange his arrest at his parents' home, where he was still wearing clothes matching the surveillance footage. The FBI's evidence pile is staggering. They recovered the rifle wrapped in a towel, along with bullet casings, inscribed with bizarre political and juvenile messages ranging from "Hey fascists, catch and Bella Ciao" to "If you read this, you're gay lamo," which experts say reveals a disturbing mix of immaturity and ideology. Adding to the case, Robinson's transgender roommate cooperated fully with investigators, handing over Discord messages where Robinson allegedly discussed rifle plans, evidence that, according to Fox News sources, helped the FBI solidify him as the shooter. One
to school with this Tyler Robinson kid. I'll show y'all. That's him right there, Tyler Robinson. I'm not trying to like clout chase, make this about me, but I'm not gonna say I knew this kid really well. I didn't know him very well at all, but I definitely saw him for like 3 straight years in high school. And the best way I could describe him is just like a Reddit kid. I don't know, I feel like if you were in high school around that same time, and even probably now, like 2018, and then like, you know, those kinds of kids, but that's exactly what he was. All I'm gonna say is this is the kind of shit that happens when you spend way too much time online, and all of a sudden your beliefs are all the way this way or all the way this way, and you do some dramatic shit to please these people that are not your friends. This internet shit is seriously...
What makes this case so chilling is how Tyler Robinson's own digital trail unraveled his carefully constructed plan. On Discord, he casually talked about stashing the rifle and wrapping it in a towel. Details that later matched the FBI's discoveries at the scene. For someone who plotted so carefully, his arrogance created cracks big enough to bring the whole thing down. Investigators say Robinson had mapped out the perfect sniper perch from 200 yards away, but then walked right into cameras, grabbed a railing with his bare hands, and left DNA in plain sight. That contradiction precision mixed with recklessness has experts calling his behavior the downfall of his master plan. And here's the kicker, even after spilling everything to his own family, Robinson has gone stone-cold silent with federal agents, refusing to answer questions about his motive. Experts believe this is a tactical move advised by counsel, but in reality, it does nothing to weaken the case against him. Authorities already have surveillance footage, DNA, Discord logs, and family testimony tying him to the crime. Prosecutors are now preparing the heaviest charges possible, with the Justice Department considering federal counts on top of state ones. Add to that President Trump publicly demanding the ultimate punishment, and Robinson isn't just facing trial, he's staring down the possibility of multiple death penalty cases stacked against him.
It is being alleged that Tyler Robinson was living with his partner, a transgender man, and he is fully cooperating with the FBI.
But it gets even worse for Robinson's legacy, because now, Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica, has stepped into the spotlight. In her first public statement, her voice carried both grief and fury as she spoke, making it clear she isn't just mourning, she's determined to fight. She's
accused assassin posing with a .50 caliber machine gun. The chilling photo was taken at a military recruiting event. Tyler Robinson also posed with an anti-tank missile launcher.
Didn't die with Charlie Kirk, it supercharged it. Conservative leaders like Ben Shapiro have vowed to carry on his mission, declaring they'll pick up the blood-stained microphone Charlie Kirk left behind. Across college campuses, students are breaking down in grief and sharing tributes, a powerful reminder of just how deeply his underscore shaped an entire generation of young conservatives.
If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country and this world. You have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry. To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die. All of us will refuse to let that happen. No one will ever forget my husband's name, and I will make sure of it. It will become stronger, bolder, louder, and greater than ever. My husband's mission will not end, not even for a moment. And one of Charlie's greatest talents was his ability, this phenomenal ability to choose great people to follow.
Here's something that will shock you. Charlie Kirk's assassination has triggered international reactions. His organization, Turning Point USA, has become a rallying point, even sparking anti-immigration protests in the UK following his... Utah Governor Spencer Cox admitted the tragedy shook him deeply, saying he prayed that if this had to happen here, then it wouldn't be one of us. Public reaction has been explosive when someone mocked Kirk's with a sign reading, "Charlie deserved it." Bystanders threw him into water, a raw display of how strongly Americans feel about this.
Charlie's voice is not silent. We're going to pick up that blood-stained microphone where Charlie left it. And to those who would intimidate, who would seek to stop us, who would seek to end free discussion, who believe that they have ownership over public spaces and can violently threaten and kill people who speak freely, we are not going to stop. And I have 2 words.
Robinson thought he was clever enough to mastermind the perfect political killing, but his contradictions exposed him. He was bright enough to win a scholarship and identify a sniper position, yet reckless enough to leave DNA, post his plans online, and scrawl juvenile notes on bullet casings. He had the nerve to confess to his family, but not the courage to face federal investigators. That contradiction silent with the FBI. Boastful at home is exactly what makes this case so chilling, showing how arrogance and ego can twist a gifted young man into a political assassin. And now the evidence is stacked high. Family testimony, roommate cooperation, DNA, surveillance video, Discord logs, and those bizarre inscriptions on casings. Robinson's silence isn't saving him.
It played a big role in how I thought about politics and how I put politics and God together. One day I was scrolling on TikTok. It was probably like 2020, and I found him, and I really just
Time to build an airtight penalty case. What do you make of Robinson's behavior? How does someone with so much promise throw it away for political violence? Drop your thoughts below, because this case is as disturbing as it is revealing.